Hi everybody! Today I'm going to be your local crawdad fishing guide. We're going to find some crawdads out here in the beautiful southern Utah desert. Now we filmed this was mid-June, I think Father's Day weekend we did this, and it was hot. We should not have gone at 3 in the afternoon, but this will prove that you can find them. You can still find them when it's really, really hot in the middle of the day. We have a lot of favorite spots. It's so funny. People don't want to give up their favorite spots for crawdad fishing, and I find that weird because I get it with hunting, you know, even though you still have your own area that you have to stay in. So, I mean, you can only hide some. Anyways, I think it's funny to do that with crawdadding. Like, they're like, I can't tell you where my spot is. If you come to southern Utah and you find water, like a creek, we call them creeks, but if you could find a creek or a river, there's probably crawdads in it. So you're gonna see hundreds of them in this video. This spot is so pretty. These red cliffs behind us, there was these three, I think they're the California condors, the big giant birds flying around above us. I think they had a nest right over there because they kept flying back and forth, and they were real low. We got to see them super close. It was awesome. I keep hoping, I always hope they're going to drop a feather. I'd love to find a feather from one of them. It's not insanely legal to have one. That's why I keep hoping they'll just fly over me and drop one. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe. I'm still hopeful. Now this spot is more of an area. This is a big area. We have our favorite little bridge area over here, but our spot there was people at this day. So we just actually went a little bit further down and had the giant area to ourselves over here. It's all along the same road, and it's a pretty well-traveled dirt road. I've seen cars on it. I don't think I'd take a car on it, but because it's a little bit rocky. Not crazy. I mean, we didn't never have to go in 4 or anything like that. But actually, what did we see? There was some like 16-year-old kid just mobbing through, going so fast. I think he was in a car. I was like, oh my goodness. Anyways, kids are wild. But his cousin taught us this trick. You take pantyhose. How funny is this? And you fill it with, you need a heavy rock that will sink to the bottom. You fill it with a couple of crushed up hot dogs, and we like to tie fishing line on it, on the knot, and then make it like a fishing pole, tie that onto a big stick, and that way you know, if you don't want to get in the water, then you can obviously put it further out. I get in the water because I'm like a kid. I'm as bad as my kids. I'm in the water, but my husband wears tennis shoes, so you know he's not getting in there. And you just take that and you drop it. You find a spot with some rocks. That's where the big ones are. They love rocks. And you just drop it in the water. And if you put heavy enough rocks, it should sink to the bottom. And you can walk away or sit there real quiet. And they will just come out the woodworks and crawl on that, your cool fishing pantyhose contraption you made, because their little pinchers get stuck in that material, and so they crawl around it trying to get the hot dogs through there. And all you have to do is slowly lift your pole up out the water and put your net underneath it. We go to the dollar store and buy those cool little nets. They work perfect, and the kids have so much fun. It's the funnest way to crawdad fish. I actually do better with this method than I do with my crawdad trap, my real crawdad trap. That I think, unless I'm in like a pond that's like river style, this is awesome. But it keeps it fun because the kids will always have something to do. Like sometimes you go fishing, you don't catch one. This is pretty steady fun the whole time. I mean, they'll just be constantly getting them out of the water, and they don't have to touch them. So if your kids are scared, it's not bad. We're animals ourselves, so we don't care. We're not too prissy around here. Now if you're local, you're probably gonna know exactly where I'm talking about, but if not, you probably want to Google Lower Sand Cove Road. That's the road, and it's quite far. I don't know how many miles. I didn't really look at that on the map, but it goes for a ways. But how we do it is we go out from St. George, we head like we're going towards Vail. You're gonna pass Diamond Valley, and then shortly after you're gonna pass Dameron Valley, and the turn is on the left. It's a dirt road, and it's probably a quarter mile after Dameron Valley, and the sign isn't out on the main road, so you just gotta watch for like a random dirt road. It's really hard to see, and we almost always miss it, but you're gonna get on that, and there will be a sign once you're driving on it. Will finally say Upper Sand Cove Reservoir, and you just take that, and that will take you down through this valley, and you're pretty much following this river that we're next to right here until it pops out on the other end, and you wind up right at Gunlock, the town of Gunlock. And then you hit that T at that stop sign, you hang a left, and up I think like half a mile that way is the lake of Gunlock. So it's a really fun drive, really fun little day outing. We do this all the time, and even if there's a lot of people over there, you could still find a spot along there and have total privacy. It's a big area. Now, we don't always catch them to eat them. They're great eating if you've never had a river lobster. It's a fancy term. But they're all over in Utah, these guys, and they are good eating, but if you're into that. We don't really eat them much anymore because my youngest has a really hard time with that whole process, so we just catch and release, and we have just as much fun, if not more, doing that. They're a blast. They keep you busy. But the kids, this is so much fun for kids. Go to the dollar store, grab you some of those nets, and a tip for your kids, or you, if you've never been. I'm gonna guess you have if you're watching this, but tell your kids to remember to put the net behind the crawdad, because they're gonna flip their tail underneath and always go backwards when they're scared. So put the net behind them, scare them from the front, they'll pretty much wind up in your net, and it's so much fun. This little guy here is feisty. I didn't want to grab him. He was sassy. But usually if you just grab them on the outsides there, they can't get to you with their pinchers, so you'll be fine. But it's very fun. My kids, we took the tube this time, and Daisy kind of floated around. It was a little bit deep enough for her to flounder around. It wasn't crazy full this day, but sometimes it's pretty deep, and you can kind of swim around right here. So really fun spot. All over the place you can find good crawdad spots, but I don't know why people are trying to keep it so secret, but it's no secret. I'm surprised there was no frogs there this time. Usually we find some type of frog around here, but I didn't catch one today. So, pretty soon I'm gonna upload a video of tadpole finding, because we love tadpoles as well. So, and I found some good footage. I am so behind on uploading videos. I feel real bad. Like I said, this was Father's Day weekend, so you can tell I'm really on the ball. But I do appreciate everybody watching this and hanging out with us, and we hope that you have some fun out there in nature. Get out there, catch some stuff, and check out cool critters. This tree right here is amazing. Our favorite spot is before that, and they have a really cool tree swing that somebody put up. Somebody's going along there and putting really cool tree swings all along that river. It's great. I don't know who's doing it, but thank you. But here's at the end of that trail. This is the town of Gunlock, winding down. You're going to wind way down this hill here. It kind of weaves back and forth. And you're going to cross that big, pretty river. And you'll come out at Gunlock Lake. And there was some very fun jet skiers out there. Though it wasn't full enough for the waterfalls, but it's still full enough to have a lot of fun. So I do appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for being here. Get out and have some fun. We'll see you guys.